can you tell us how you started Ninja Coffee?
Started on the back of my bedroom door with post-it notes, things that I wanted to see, what I wanted people to think, feel about Ninja, and it literally grew from there. So, as I say, you plant the seed and you grow the tree. That's kind of how we are almost 5 years in.
Wow. And have you always been passionate about coffee?
I've always liked coffee since a young person, moving over from a tea drinker to a coffee drinker.
What age were you when you were then?
Probably about 12, 13. Ditched the tea bag, introduced coffee, and it's grown from there. And I just love the experience of going into coffee shops and the vibe that you get from people, family and friends.
How important is it for you to create a recognisable brand and mission for Ninja Coffee?
It's incredibly important. It's a foundation part of Ninja. It's always been the milestone that when you reach it, you know you've reached it. And I think almost 5 years in, we've kind of got to that point where people recognise the orange, the black, and just the word Ninja. It's not necessarily Ninja Coffee, but it's just Ninja, which has been brilliant. It's a focal point every day that people think, feel. It's what does it taste like, what does it look like, what does it feel like, and that's what's really important for the branding.
So how do you get your brand out there?
Social media, anything from Facebook to Instagram to WhatsApp, even to the colour of the cups. It's got social media handles on there as well. And we're going to be introducing more QR codes, so about touch points for social media. So if somebody wants to interact with us on Instagram, if they want to tag us in the chance of getting freebies from us, that's what it's about. We're interacting with more customers than ever before, and I think that's exciting because it's actually interesting to see what their thoughts and feelings are. So if something goes wrong, we caption this and we introduce customers to those, and it's not always about the polished feel, it's sometimes about when things have gone wrong and kind
authentic feel.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love that. We actually noticed that you have an app. Could you tell us about what the app is, what it does?
So it's dedicated for us, built from the ground upwards, and it's all about rewarding loyalty. We are tech savvy as a team, we're tech savvy as a business, and I think it was kind of the right step forward, introducing an app. So that's a way of communicating with social media, communicating the way to organise bookings, so how to get Ninja Coffee to your front door or to your workplace.
So if you're a fan of apps, how did you discover Setmore and how does it fit into your day-to-day business?
So we discovered Setmore out of the outset of problems from Facebook. So we used to use the appointment scheduling part of Facebook. We tried to rectify it, but it just didn't seem to work. So went out on a bit of a comparison and downloaded a couple of apps. Some were really good to use, some were really difficult to use, and then the integrations really complex. Some would work with WhatsApp, some would work with Instagram, some would work with Facebook, and then discovered very neatly Setmore, which was brilliant. We trialled it out, did the free trial.
Amazing.
And it kind of just was like putting on a sweater. It was the perfect fit across platform. You could then change the URL, so you could send that out in an email. There's just so many integrations, which is brilliant. And for us as a business, when you've got software that works in the background that supports your business, that's what's really important.
So I'd love to know who your most favourite, like your best customer experience that you've ever had. That's really touched you or made you feel like you're in the right place in regards to business.
Yes, I think a focal point for Ninja is about what we do and how we do things. And I think through the pandemic, we launched Pay It Forward and Hug in a Mug service. And Hug in a Mug was designed for people to reach out to other family members. And because we were an output-only business, which meant that we dealt with no cash coming in, it was only cash going out or contactless card payments. So a customer reached out to me and said that they've not seen their grandma for 6 weeks and they had a newborn. So they gave the address of where the grandma lived. We then sent them a link for them to pay for the coffee, and we personalised the message. So on the side, and it was just the personal message, and I still remember it, was until we can meet again to hug, this is the next best thing. When I delivered it to the lady that was on the doorstep, she burst into tears, which I couldn't hug her at the time because obviously we were doing social distancing. And she just said, I've heard about Ninja Coffee and this is what they do, and I've experienced it myself today. And even almost 2 years on, I still wake up and I still think about that, and I just think this is what we're about. So you could pay £2.50, £4.50 for a cup of coffee, but that experience that I'll always remember, priceless. And I think for me that's powerful, and that shows what we do for our community, because it isn't always about making money, it's about how you make somebody feel.